for both of those, and then you can see the more repped maps, that might be a third decider.
Yeah, I think we could definitely be seeing a Haven map 3. Both these teams show that they like it, and you know, you don't really want to pick to your opponent's strengths necessarily, but I think they would both be happy with that left in the pool. I think strong results from both of them across that map.
At the same time, though, there is so much time between this data. There's been so like 2+ months for a lot of these teams to prep. You can throw a lot of this out the window. We could just get something completely different. These teams have had more than enough time to completely flip their map pool.
Oh, absolutely. We could get Corrode as the first map, and it's a blank slate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do think it's possible. I think we're getting Corrode in the first match because Talon, I feel like, is one of the teams that is very likely to bring out this map. And if not, it's most likely Team Secret, I think.
Team Secret? Yeah, I could see it. I mean, they said they've been working hard. The teams that have been grinding are the teams that are going to be wanting to bring up Corrode, but got the veto here, so we'll see exactly what we're going to get early on here. Boom are going to take out Sunset, so going to continue to avoid playing Sunset.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair.
You're Corrode. You're
like,
really,
I really want to see it.
I mean, Talon's taken out Ascent. I mean, that was a map that Boom liked with the Phoenix over in stage 1, and Bind already getting picked up there by Boom. Talon will opt to start attack. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, I think last time we saw Talon on Bind, they were running that deadlock composition. I think I really like their unique approach to the map. Of course, I remember Nongshim running that Cypher deadlock. That seemed to be the way the map was going before it was taken out. So I'm curious to see how the meta might have shifted while that's been out.
Unlucky.
We're not getting.
They played Veto Chicken with Corrode all the way to the last Veto, and Talon, with the choice of Haven or Corrode, opted to just go for the high percentage, the map that everyone knows and loves being Haven. We've seen it many times. It will continue to see prevalence. I'm interested to see Talon pick up Icebox. That's a map that was kind of a little bit hit or miss for them. They were flexing back and forth between the init base comp and playing the Harbor a little bit. I think it was the map that they were just eliminated from the tournament in the lower bracket playoffs on as well versus DRX. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Boom being the team that will actually opt to change things up and play something a little bit different here.
And I'm excited for all of the performances that we're going to see on that stage, especially since we are bringing back our build diff game, and performances do matter in this. Really quickly, let's just go through our rosters. That's right, we're bringing back Build Diff by Acer and Intel. So you're going to be seeing my team over here. I have a Primi as a duelist. If you guys don't remember the rules, we have to pick one player from each team. Oh my gosh, why are you throwing things already, Morgan? Please.
Vic was last time. I'm angry about it.
I have Francis as my initiator. We have Envy as my sentinel. We have Sheldon, my boy Sheldon Anderson as controller, and I have Kelly S, aka Killy S, on the flex.
Your team is very similar to my team. I like your team. I think we'll see Victoria's team maybe in the graphic later, perhaps. But what about your team, Morgan?
I've gone for Primi, RB, new kid on the block. Kelly S is in there. Of course, my boy DOS9 is in there. And Jim Boys. I don't know if that's in the right order. I just threw that up fast. But that's the team. That's what you need to know. That's where we're at, and that's how we get the W today.
Pilsky, do I need to shift anything around?
Yeah, I think you just need to take your team off because I don't want to look at it anymore. No, I think you can keep most of them.
Similar.
You can keep most of them.
Okay.
Who do I have different from you? I have DOS9 as my controller.
Okay.
So you'll have to put him in there.
Good choice.
And then I have Envy, I think Ascenti, Kelly S. Yeah, we have the same team. I just have DOS9 as my controller. Pretty much.
Oh, how about that? Okay, we're invested in pretty much the same players.
You can put me like above you or below you, depends on who you think is better.
You can be over here. Beside DOS9. You like him.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'll put you over there. So, you know, we pretty much are on the same track over here. And I think that, you know, with the matches that we have over here, we could see either a really big win or a really big fail.
Ooh, hold on. Best coach wins. Predator Healers 16S. Isn't that the better one?
That is the better one.
I mean, the newer one. It's a choice, right?
It's stage 2. Of course, we got to get the newer, better model. That's right. We can unleash AI-powered gaming and productivity with the Predator Helios Neo 16S AI Ultra Slim gaming laptop engineered for the relentless. Are you relentless?
I will be relentless in the Pacific ranked queues if I win this laptop. I partially want to win it as well because I know that Morgan needs it so bad.
I need it so bad.
I want to see. He was devastated when he lost.
It's charity.
Last
It's just charity, by the way.
I was crushed. I'm locking in.
Oh, okay, casters.
We have the casters coming in here, and here's the thing: if they score higher, if we score higher than them, we just get 1 point up because they have a mission apparently to destroy the analyst desk in this game.
I mean, you can tell they're not used to this. You can tell they're sort of washed frauds over there with these very strange picks. Not going in. I really hope they can hear me right now. Not going in with Privy seems crazy. I mean, I think they've taken their team in an entirely different direction away from all of us here on the desk, but I think it'll either pay dividends for them or we'll crush them and laugh at them
They're
later.
banking on an RB pop-off. That guy's washed. Like, it's just, he's been...
I disagree. I disagree.
He's still downstairs, isn't he? He's still downstairs. Jen left him there.
He hasn't even warmed up yet. They got to go collect him and throw him onto the PC and just hope for the best. No, I'm actually hyped for the RB comeback, but we'll get to that game later.
I am pretty hyped. Boom and Talon up first though before we get into that all of that. So we are seeing that we're favoring Boom quite a lot.
5-3. You guys are still. I mean, to be fair, it is groups, so that's fair enough. That's a fair enough prediction.
They have the buff. They have a buff when it's a group stage. Does it pay off? That's the big question. But yeah, absolutely. And we see our casters are divided. Back in Komodo.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, the reason why I had to go with Boom is I think they used their time really well between kickoff and stage 1, and that's really reflects well on the coaching staff. I think with so much time again, I think that they can make lots more improvements. Of course, I love Dust9, fantastic player. We've seen so much potential in this roster. That's why I just had to go with them. Talon, I think they always perform well, but I actually think, especially with the way this veto's gone, I am more than happy with my pick of Boom.
Yeah, the thing with Talon is I want to see what the next level is for this team. I feel like they're not quite there yet. They have, they're not at that level where they look unbeatable and untouchable. And I want to see that from them. I'm actually hoping they get to that level here in stage 2.
Yeah, I mean, they we spoke about this team so many times. They do have so much potential, and I think now they've made the swap to the all-tie roster. They were going through that little bit of a reset, right? But I do think now their ceiling is very high. It's just, are they going to be able to realize it in this short space of time?
I think so. I think they've had more than enough time to prepare. They've got a great coaching staff as well. I think Bind is going to be a very important map. That's going to be early on. You've seen both of these teams play it in kickoff before. So veto-wise, I'm looking at Bind being a very important defining map for this series.
Well, you won't need to wait too long as we are about to begin. Of course, we have our first match up, Boom versus Talon, followed by our second, Nongshim versus Team Secret. It is going to be a banger day indeed for this first day here on VCT Pacific. So let's send it over to the stage.
Let's fly.
Fights and something is wrecking them. Paper Rex, do it all.
Paper Rex, the Pacific Princes without a crown, they finally have their trophy.
Alex said that Pacific is the best league in the world, and I completely agree with him. The region that has won Master 3 times in a row, it's an honor that PRX gets to continue that incredible streak. I'm looking forward to see how T1 matches up against us now. The first match between the two Masters winners is going to be epic.
이번에 PRX가 마스터즈 우승을 하고 되게 기세가 좋을 것 같다고 생각이 드는데 저희도 방콕에서 우승을 하고 전혀 꿀리지 않고 열심히 준비했기 때문에 진짜 긴장하는 게 좋을 겁니다.
ステージ1は結果だけ見たら結構深刻な最悪な結果だったんですけど、なんだろうな、もう自信をなくしてそのままずるずる負けてしまうようなステージ1だったので、ステージ2はもう最初の一戦からもう本当に勝ちに行って自信取り戻して調子を戻していきたいなと思ってます。
まあそうですね、初戦が DFM なのはちょっと緊張やっぱ他のチームよりしますけど、でも多分全勝するんでどこでもよかったんじゃないかなって思います。じゃあ DFM さん一緒に頑張りましょう。
Pacific is the most competitive region this year, at least. So the high and the middle of Pacific is very not consistent. It can change anyway. It's not easy, but it's doable. I believe our group is much easier than the other one. VCT Pacific is the strongest region around all VCT, but not all teams here are strong enough to be here.
Maybe Boom got locked in stage 1. I'm not sure they will perform like in stage 2. And number 1 team of the strongest region, maybe is TLN.
ステージ1と比べたゼータは、要所要所でよりパワフルになってる、日本の会場で皆さんに会えるように頑張ります。
お待たせしてすみません。ステージ2決勝、日本で会いましょう。心臓を捧げよう。
The PRX that once ruled Pacific is back. We'll give it our best and are fully expecting everyone to give us their best too.
Just like that, yeah, we will make a miracle run to champion.
My response will be in March.
저희가 진심으로 갖고 싶은 건 퍼시픽 트로피거든요. 이번에는 꼭 가져오겠습니다.
The first match of VCT Pacific Stage 2 is here, and we start not with a bang, but with a boom. After an explosive performance early in Stage 1, this Indo squad is ready to get back that win streak. Boom is here to prove that they can indeed take the heat, especially with the pressure mounting for that race to champions.
You just saw them bringing some fun and energy on this walkout, but I'm pretty sure they're about to lock in and get very, very serious. A fantastic group stage, but a poor playoffs. They're looking to redeem themselves in Stage 2, and it starts right here against Talon.
Redemption is the name of the game, also for Talon Esports on the other side, because this team wants back on that global stage. This all-tie roster has been looking more and more refined with each stage of Pacific, and now that we're on the last leg, is Talon once again ready to be Pacific's biggest wildcard?
Look, it's the 6th in Stage 1. You can write that off a little bit with some rookies coming into the roster, but in Stage 2, there are no excuses, and they're looking to repeat that miracle run at the end of last year and try to make it to champs yet again.
I mean, they have the capability, they have the firepower, but can we talk about the fact that Primi just called Boom lucky?
Oh, that was very spicy.
Me personally, I wouldn't take that. I would show them what for in the server, and that's what they're going to be looking to do. But yeah, these players fired up, ready to go.
And as we're seeing right now, the coaches walk out, and don't worry, don't panic. Cruz is indeed present with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
We are, of course, he's there, but he's just unable to do the walk out for health reasons. And as we're seeing right now, the two teams huddling, we can feel the energy for both of these teams. We know that they're starting this day with this match, and we're going into bind first. are you looking at any particular team for that map to favor, rather?
Look, I think both of these teams showed that they wanted to play it in kickoff. I think Talon even picked it a couple of times. For Boom picking it, I can see them being quite comfortable on it as well, because I remember one of the opening games they were able to pick up against T1 when they were on a bit of a hot streak. A lot of people were calling them the super team, the Korean super team, all of this kind of stuff, and then of course they didn't go on to win Bangkok. So both of these teams I know can play Bind, have played it earlier in the year, but Boom was the team to choose to pick it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious now in the sort of, the meta has changed a lot since January, right? So there's been agent changes, a lot of different moves there. So I'm curious to see these compositions come in and how different they will be to when we saw both these teams play in January. As you said, both of them did like this map, so it's going to be hard to call which way it's going to go. But yeah, Boom picking it, so I need them to really show us why.
I think Primi versus Famous is going to be a hell of a head-to-head for this particular series. Definitely keep your eye on that. Here's the agent select though, Talon playing something very similar to what they were playing in kickoff, but I'm looking at the roles here. I'm seeing Thai on a duelist and Primi on the deadlock. Primi was on duelist 20 out of 20 games in stage 1, so it looks like Talon are going back to something more similar to kickoff.
Yeah, big change there for Talon. Over on the side of Boom, we are seeing them pick up the KO here alongside that fade. I've got to say, I really like the KO on this map. You get a lot of information. There's a lot of great knives to be able to suss out where your opponents are across that side of the map. So I think they're going to try and slow the game down and, you know, look to gather.
Both of these teams running pretty much the same comps. I think the only difference being that Boom was playing Vice, but now they've put in the Viper. So similar to what you see on Lotus, is a choice between Senti and secondary controller. The Viper can be a pseudo Senti on defense, but on attack you're going to see a lot of that info denial using the wall and starting off those XX with the short A pops and things like that.
Yeah, that's definitely where they're going to be at their best.
Primi here getting into the zone as we are prepared to get into the zone as well. We are ready to jump into Bind, so we're going to toss it over to our casters, Komodo and Quack.
Oh yes, welcome to Pacific, best region in VCT, but at the same time, you heard it from the desk, all that is gold does not always glitter, and not all those who wonder are lost. These teams might not be the ones at the TPTP top, but they have spent their time very wisely working on themselves. It's a path of self-progression, right? And what do we have here, Komodo? What do we have in these compositions?
Well, speaking about lost, they're calling us out for not knowing what to do in this build diff. Who got the duelist pick wrong? It's not Primi. A little bit ill-advised there, guys, but Thai on the raise is really interesting because, yeah, we know that he's dabbled a little bit in Jet here and there, but that was years ago. That was years ago, right? Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
It's very, very different for sure. I mean, to say the least, this is something that we don't really see too often. It is a comp that they have played before, right? Like you've done your research, but it's changing things up quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the core 3 for Talon in Cruz, Primi, and Jit Boys, they're going to be playing on the same roles that they know and love. But when it comes to this map here in Bind, and you just look at what they were doing over in Kickoff, right? The Gecko was still there, the Raze was still there for Ban and Garvin. It's just Killer and Thai picking those roles up here. So a little bit of a learning for them. I think everybody knew that Bind was going to be the pick to come in for Boom here. That should have been a given, so I'm expecting Talon to have a lot of good reads.
Yeah, the only change being the Vise and the Viper. Otherwise, keeping things mostly same, and they have had a really strong group performance from back in stage 1. Let's see how they will do right here, right now. Starting things off on the defensive side. Boom. 3 on towards 8.
Want to see who's going to be the first casualty, the first pick, as showers have started to be gathered.
Ooh, a lot of utility already traded. You also got the snake bite, but DOS9 just stays inside of it. Great shots on towards Thigh, but also an assault coming out from Showers. Cruz and Primi taking one for their own, but Boom continues to hold down. Decent shots, but DOS9 ultimately taken out.
Look at the flank to eventually come from NC Slasher. I'm wondering how long does Famous wait for this one, but he wants to go out. It's a Sheriff, it's no util.
Oh, Cruz suspects something as well. Doesn't see that there are that many players on the site itself, so somewhat aware of NC Slasher's position, and he should be marking it really soon. There it is, and it's just Famous left. 1v3, he does have a Sheriff, but it's not gonna be the simplest of equations. He has to find and isolate every single angle. Does eliminate the first, but where have the rest of Talon gone to? Jit Boys inside of Showers. You got Cruz back inside Lamps as well, and it's all over the place. He doesn't find it. might have had the spike, but the round goes to Talon.
Yeah, that 1v3 was always going to be difficult for Famous to come there. When you're waiting for that long of time, you kind of expect that there is going to be a bit of a flank to come through. So just really good heads-up plays to come out from Talon and how they're navigating this one. When you think of DOS9 on this map as well, I've always been just impressed by how he navigates this map. You know, old team and new team in Boom in both of those situations, so I'm looking to see big things from him. But it is early stages, right? It is the opening map for the opening series in a stage for Boom where they have to remember, Quack, while we have this timeout here, the Ascension position, right? They have a lot of difference thrown on their shoulders here compared to a team like Talon.
Yeah, let's go into that. Let's not address this elephant in the room right now. It's day one, things happen, but yes, that's very true. They have to make it all the way through to champs if they are to stay in Pacific, and if they just make playoffs, then well, they get a chance to play in Ascension again. But if they don't even do that at all, it's not going to be easy. And their next opponent as well, Komodo, it's going to be T1. This is not a simple group at all.
Yeah, well, when I think against them and T1, they have managed to get some good victories against them. Imagine, you know, well, no, you don't need to imagine. You throw it back to Kickoff specifically, and Bind is a map that they actually faced off against each other, right? It went back then. So it was a good 13-8 victory for Boom Esports. Again, that's why I'm saying coming into this series here, Quack, it is not a surprise that Bind was going to be selected for Boom here. It is a very comfort pick map of theirs. I was kind of wondering, well, what are they going to look to ban instead, right? Because they'd had that perma-ban of Split. That's been removed from the pool coming into this stage, and I'm kind of wondering, well, you didn't play any Sunset last stage. You weren't really banning that. It never got picked first by you guys or first by your opponent, so it was always a secondary type ban. So it kind of aligns that Sunset is there now, maybe new permaban, unless they want to go through the route of kind of banning what they think their opponents are going to be strong on, perhaps.
Could be hiding cards up their sleeves as well. For now, in the current veto, it will be their current ban. But at least now kicking things in towards Bind, you know, you're sticking with a similar composition. What do you think of this Viper switch-up?
I mean, when I look at Berserk's, I know for a fact that historically his Viper's always been great, right? Always been great. But his Vice on this map was adopting and learning with the shift of the meta in Valorant. And I think the way that he actually employed the Vice in the games that they played against T1, against Nongshim, for example, he's getting dirty with the kills, he's getting a lot of information, but also the traps that they're putting on the back of their shear wall, sensational. So I'm kind of looking at it that why have they moved on to the Viper, right? Are they kind of hinting that this is a specific change against Talon on this one? Is Berserk's just feeling Viper together with the team, doing their preps? Because they've had a while between last stage and this stage right now, knowing that Bayern's coming back, knowing that it's going to be a map they want to play, knowing that, well, there's been some weaknesses, there's been some strengths. How are they feeling coming in towards this one? And, well, they kind of keep the, you know, the principle known.